All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan, and I've got another piece of great news to share with you because I thought we should stay positive. We shouldn't just report on negative news because all is not lost, okay? We are gaining ground. Well, it's good news, not necessarily for the Brits. It's good news for all those people who are concerned about the rising influence of Islam in the West. But before I share that news with you, I think I should show you what Portugal was looking like. And it wasn't any different from any other European country. Because we know there is one community that wherever it goes, it tries to turn that into the country they had left behind. It's actually very similar to the Democrats. I was looking at a pattern. There were some American commentators were saying that a lot of Californians are leaving California because of how the left has destroyed California. And now a lot of lefties are going to be leaving New York and they're going to go to Florida or they're going to go to Texas. But when they go to these red states, they start voting the Democrats again. So it's like, you just left your state behind because you were sick of lefty politics, but now you're bringing the same politics to your new state where you moved to because it wasn't left. I don't know. I think this is how humans work. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So Muslims are like that. If you ask them, they would say that, no, Islam is morally okay. We're just moving to the West for economic reasons, which is a bad argument because a country's economic success is a reflection of its culture, values, morality. If your values, your culture, morality is screwed up, then of course your country is going to be screwed up economically as well. And that's the reason why third world countries are third world countries. Yeah, I know there's some other reasons behind that too, colonialism or whatever, but that's not enough. There are some clear cultural markers that will tell you why Pakistan or Bangladesh or all these countries are third world countries. And we have seen that because when those people come to Western countries, they start behaving like third worlders. Anyway, so let me show you what Portugal is looking like now. But before we get into how Portugal is fighting back, let me ask you something. Do you enjoy Christmas? I love Christmas gifts, and there's nothing more meaningful than giving someone a present straight from the Holy Land. That's why I want to tell you about Artsa and their brand new Christmas box called Nativity Night. And honestly, it's their most stunning one yet. Every year, their Christmas box sells out faster and faster, and this time, they're already almost gone. Now, I know some of you might say, Harris, you're an atheist. Why are you talking about a Christmas box? Well, for me, this isn't about religion. It's about supporting Israel and celebrating its incredible culture, craftsmanship, and history. Every single item inside your Artsa box is handmade by local Israeli artisans and small family businesses. So when you get one, you're not just buying gifts for your loved ones, you're directly supporting real people in Israel, especially in times when they need it most. Inside, you'll find a beautifully hand-painted ceramic plate depicting the nativity scene, delicious Israeli foods and spices, a hand-carved olive wood ornament from Bethlehem, and other handcrafted pieces that showcase the beauty and heritage of the region. It's less about belief and more about connection, bringing a piece of the Holy Land, the birthplace of so much of our civilization, right into your home. They're only selling this box for a few more days and it's almost sold out. And the best part, you now get 15% off with the code Sultan. So if you love Israel like I do, or you know someone who does like I do, this is a perfect, meaningful gift to celebrate the season and share the beauty of the Holy Land. Go to artsabox.com/Sultan and grab yours before they're gone. Again, that's artsabox.com/Sultan. And don't forget to use code Sultan for 15% off your Christmas box. Now let's find out how the Portuguese are fighting back. So this is Portugal. Yeah, these are Shias, okay? Now, let me show you a really scary sight. Like I'm telling you, as a Pakistani, I'm telling you, this is scary. This is worse than some of the worst parts of Pakistan. Ready? Watch this. And this guy is actually speaking in Urdu as well.
जो लाइन नजर आ रही है लोगों का रश नजर आ रहा है ये है जी जुमा पढ़ने के लिए कतार लगी हुई है
So this guy is saying that You see this line? They're all our Muslim brothers and they are ready to go to a mosque to attend Friday prayers.
ये पुर्तगाल का शहर लिस्बन और बंगाली गली है, वहाँ पर मस्जिद है.
This is a Bengali street in Lisbon, Portugal. Anyway, so
मस्जिद के बाहर
let's not listen to them. But yeah, I can't be bothered putting subtitles on or translating it live. You know, it's actually a pretty difficult job. Like all those interpreters who do live interpreting of world leaders. Imagine if you are a live interpreter of Putin or Kim Jong-un. But look at this. This is Lisbon. Look at these beautiful streets. Look at that. How horrible. This is an old video. When I first saw this, I was like, what the hell is going on? What's wrong with these people? Why can't you just grab them, put them in a truck, put them on a ship, and send them to Pakistan and tell Pakistan, hey, this is not on. I was always like, what's going on? Why are you doing this? So one thing is abundantly clear, that politicians don't care. No matter where you are, whether you're in Spain, Portugal, Italy, UK, Australia, America, nobody cares. They just don't care until and unless you push them. So people in Portugal started protesting. Look at this. I don't know what they're saying, but they're apparently protesting against the rising influence of Islam. You can see that no more mosques, no more hijabs, no more. So this happened in 2024. I hear no Sharia, so they don't want Sharia law. And these guys are not as ignorant as the Brits, for example, because Brits were never conquered by Islam. That's why culturally, Brits are, I don't know why, so oblivious. They think that Islam is just like any other culture. They can come in and nothing will happen. But Portugal and Spain, as you know, were conquered by Islam in the Middle Ages for what, 6 or 7 centuries. So they know what kind of a beast Islam is. So that's what's been happening in Portugal. And last month, the Portuguese parliament passed a bill according to which they have banned face veils in public. So no more niqabs, no more hijabs. So Portugal's parliament on Friday approved a bill banning face veils worn for gender or religious reasons in public, in a move seen as largely targeting the face coverings worn by some Muslim women. Oh, some Muslim women. Anyway, the bill stipulates fines for those wearing face veils in public ranging between 200 euros and 4,000 euros. That's good. Very good. So that happened last month. I think a lot of news agencies spoke about it, but I, for some reason, missed it. So I thought it's important to talk about it because it is good. It's not just happening in Portugal. So it's just a bill. It hasn't turned into a law. If that happens, then Portugal is not the only country to do it. More and more European countries are realizing and waking up to this nightmare because they know what it means. Okay, this is Sharia. This is Sharia. This is not an issue of individual freedoms. So France became the first European nation to implement such a measure back in 2011, followed by Belgium a year earlier in 2010. Bulgaria introduced its ban in 2016, citing security concerns, while Austria passed similar legislation in 2017. Denmark's prohibition came into effect in 2018, and the Netherlands adopted a partial ban in 2012 covering schools, hospitals, and public transport. Norway also passed legislation that same year restricting face coverings in educational settings. Switzerland became the most recent to follow this path, approving a nationwide ban through a 2021 referendum. So Switzerland did a referendum. Wow. That will take effect in January 2025. That will take effect? Well, how old is this article? 18th of October 2025. It's already happened then. I'm sure all of you are thinking, when is Britain going to do this? I actually have a really interesting video to play to you. I will listen to this amazing American.
Today marks a historic day today in Portugal. Well, yesterday technically, but today I want to make a video about it. Portugal has announced that wearing a burqa is now illegal, or a hijab, or whatever, or any masking of a person. You could be fined up to 4,000 or 3,000 euros. Fines start from 300 to 3,000 euros. And also, on top of that, if someone is being forced to wear a hijab or a burqa, could be in prison. So if a husband forces a wife to wear it, he could be imprisoned up to 3 years.
Excellent.
Here in Portugal. Now here's the deal with this. Portugal is Portugal. You want to come to Portugal because you want to be Portuguese. You want to be part of the splendor of Portugal. You want to be part of the people, the culture, the music, the life. the truth.
Exactly. Change the culture, guys. It's not that difficult. It really isn't that difficult. Let me play another video because I think it's important to play that video. This guy puts it more eloquently.
So Portugal is the next country to ban any Islamic laws
I think that's a South African accent.
or practices in the country. And if you're found...
He's saying laws and practices. I didn't read that anywhere. So I don't know what he means by that. Maybe they are working towards it. How are you going to ban Islam altogether? Look, I'm not complaining. If you want to do it, do it. Because, sorry, it's the battle of civilizations. It's the battle of cultures and ideas. And multiculturalism has failed. Okay? Multiculturalism does not work. You have to have a dominant culture, and then everything else has to revolve around it. And you have to say, okay, we will decide whether you can do this or not. You can practice Diwali or Holi or the Chinese New Year. You can do that. But the moment you become a nuisance, the moment our mainstream society or the public starts feeling uneasy about your cultural practice, then we're going to ban it. No questions asked. If you have a problem with it, then you can go. We have to change the culture. Imagine if you invited an Amazonian tribe and they say, well, sorry, in our culture, we have to give human sacrifice. Sorry, that's what we do. What are we going to say? Yeah, we're a beautiful multicultural country. We're going to allow that. No, you won't. So why do we allow FGM? Why do we allow cousin marriages? Why do we allow men or women? Most of it is actually self-inflicted, but even then, why do we allow cultures to treat women as chattel, as animals? Have you seen these women in hijabs in 40, 50-degree hot days? Have you seen them eat food? Let me show you this. How is that not inhumane? Look at this. And he shamelessly enjoying that burger. Look at this. Every time she has to lift it. How disgusting is that? Listen to this one.
I was struggling to eat in a ville at the beach, and this happened.
Usually it's a struggle for me to eat outside anywhere, and sometimes like I can always just pull up my veil like this, eat through here. But I actually found a better solution.
Is it eating through your eye slit?
No! Fun fact, this guy actually used to think I ate with my eye slit before we got married.
Because I saw people eating with spaghetti in here.
This is my solution, guys. We actually have a tent. There is a window, so I can just put it down when I'm eating, have my bagel, turn around, and lift my veil and eat this way. Everything's covered right now because you can't see anything.
You can't see anything, no.
I can also turn
I
around
can see your ass.
and eat. I just have to put this up.
Can I have a bite?
No.
Can I be in there when you're eating?
What?
Okay, look at this. This is disgusting. He's eating golgappa. Oh my God. So why would we allow this? Okay, so if you want to do this, go back to your own country. Perfectly fine. Nobody's going to stop you. We can't tell the people of Bangladesh or Pakistan or Afghanistan to do things the way we want them to do, okay? But we can manage what we allow in our own countries. That's it. It's just about changing the culture. So we have to change the culture. Let's go back to that guy's video.
found to be doing it or caught, you could face up to €4,000 fine. That's not all. Other countries are following suit, like France, Italy, Sweden, Austria, and Belgium are also currently implementing banning of any Islamic practices within their countries. So,
You know, they haven't banned it yet. I mean, face veils, burqas, niqabs were the first step, but it's not going to stop there. Because look, they love the West so much that despite of all these bans, as we found out in Belgium and France, it happened back in 2010. And they still haven't left yet. Well, I know I made a video in France. 40,000 Muslims have already left, according to some Muslim organizations' estimates. But obviously, it's not enough. So we got to do more. That's what we need to do in Britain. Again, look, sorry, our country, our rules. You're not going to allow bikini-clad women in Afghanistan, are you? You're not going to allow that, which is fair. Qatar hosted the Football World Cup last year or the year before. They said, our country, our rules, no alcohol. Fine. You know what? I actually have nothing against it. Fair enough. That is fair enough. We shouldn't be telling other people how to run their countries. But by the same logic, we shouldn't be letting other people tell us how we run our countries.
slowly but surely, the world is starting to clamp down on any other practices other than what the country practices itself. And many of these that I've just mentioned are Christian countries, and they are not going to allow Islamic, Muslim, Sharia law, Bosque, whichever Muslim law it is that, or practices that they do, to be implemented into those countries. Do you think the UK should follow suit?
Yes.
I know that the US have already, certain states in the US have already taken upon that practice to stop it from happening. And as I mentioned, those other European countries are now doing the same. The only ones that seem to be falling behind is the UK. I don't know why. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you.
Yeah. The UK should follow suit. And he said that America is doing that too. I know I read a while ago in America, Texas has banned Sharia law. I don't know if that's true or not. No Sharia law can be practiced or implemented in the US or in Texas to begin with. But every single Western country should adopt that. It's actually not that hard. No Sharia law, criminal or for domestic reasons, cannot be implemented. It just cannot be implemented. A woman in Britain, first of all, she should be able to divorce her husband, which according to Sharia, you can't. So these Muslim women who are chickens for KFC, basically, they go to these Muslim imams in these 85 Sharia courts in Britain, and they say, can you please tell my husband to divorce me? And then all kinds of things happen. But this is a self-inflicted wound. We shouldn't allow that to happen. So shut down those 85 Sharia courts, go to the family court in England, just like any other white woman. I want a divorce. Let's file for divorce. And she should get inheritance and alimony, whatever laws you have in England. In Australia, if you have children, there's no alimony, but in Australia, if you have children, then yeah, you get 60, 40% or something, whatever the laws are. So you should get that. We shouldn't let Muslim women be abused, even though they think that's the right way to go about it. I'm sure if you remove that option, then they will have no choice or go to Afghanistan. If you want to live in the UK, then you have to live by our laws. So remove all Sharia courts, domestic or criminal. Well, obviously there are no criminal Sharia courts. Otherwise, you'll see a lot of amputees, a lot of stoning, a lot of child marriage. Actually, that is already happening. We need to stop that. But let's end this video on another good note. I saw this video coming out of Texas, the US. Okay, let me give you a heads up. All decent people will think that this is crass. This is off. It shouldn't be like that, but I'm sorry. I think it has to be like this because initially it always starts like, oh, look, we're so nice. Oh, this poor Muslim, we shouldn't have to do this to other people, blah, blah, blah. It always starts off like this. They always start off like, oh, we're so innocent. But we all know how it ends. So let's watch this video. So this Christian guy taunts and harasses some Muslims in the Epic Mosque in Dallas, Texas.
Duck, duck, goose. Duck, duck, goose. I'm mocking your religion because you're bowing towards a stupid pedophile's grave who you need Jesus. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from Islam. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. There's only one name under heaven by which a man can be saved, and it's Jesus. It's not Muhammad. It's not a pervert pedophile who married a 6-year-old girl and killed and pillaged and raped entire countries in order to take them to its knees. And it's not going to happen in Texas. It's not going to happen in the United States of America.
As I said, it may seem crass. It may seem like those poor Muslims are not doing anything, and those individual Muslims are obviously not doing anything. But there are some points to note. Number one, they're not doing that because America is a very different country. These Christians, especially in the Bible Belt, they have guns, and America has a very different culture. If you want to see how it ends, look no further than England or the United Kingdom. Look at this. So this is how they end.
I don't know, a car, I assume.
They're not like this. This is Birmingham. That white Christian who is standing up for his country, his values, if he doesn't, then this is what Texas is going to look like. Look at this. There's a security guard getting beaten up by another Muslim. This is Birmingham. So they always start off innocently that, hey, look, we're just praying, we're minding our own business. No, before you know it, if you let them flourish, then they form gangs, face coverings, and before you know it, you've lost your city. So right now they're acting all innocent, because, you know, a lot of Americans have guns. It's a very different culture. You don't mess around in America. But if you let them off the hook, then this is how they behave within a few years.
You have to defend the honor of the Prophet Muhammad. There's too many people that are getting comfortable with saying derogatory things about the Prophet Muhammad. Everyone who tries to slander the Prophet Muhammad must know that in the presence of a Muslim, you cannot say this because you risk getting your tongue ripped out of your mouth.
You risk getting your tongue ripped out of your mouth. Well, I saw a brave Christian do that. Again, I'm an atheist. I've given up on my fellow atheists because they all turned out to be wokes, and they're the biggest allies of these clowns. So Christianity is our last hope to preserve Western values or Western civilization. So that's how they behave. So that's why whatever that guy is doing, it's commendable. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you liked today's video. Give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And also support the channel by becoming a member or patron by going to patreon.com/Harris Sultan, or you can buy me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/Harris Sultan. Until next time, ta-da.